final mask time for the Supra. Got the fenders on the stands, the doors. Got doors masked up on the back side. Going through and get everything back taped. Show you guys how we do this. We back tape the wheel wells, the rockers. As you see, there's paper on the floor. So we'll go through and we'll run paper from the rockers to the floor. We'll put plastic over the engine bay, mask the plastic to the floor, and this car will be completely cocooned on the bottom.
Finally, I'm a beautiful butterfly!
So no overspray can get through. And we go through on final paint. We use paper only. The plastic, even though it's got a static coating on it, we still tend to get some static charge, which attracts dirt. So we do one single piece of paper. We go through 2-inch tape the entire perimeter. And on a color like this that has so much metallic in it, I like to make sure that all of the side panels, so the quarter, the door, and the fender, all get sprayed in the same batch, the same temperature, with the same gun. We want to be really, really picky with flake orientation, so when this thing gets out in the sun, you won't see any variation in color. If this is a black car or a white car, you know, solid color, we wouldn't really have to do that. But metallics, tri-coats, silvers, you know, stuff like that, we really want to make sure that we're laying down flake and watching that orientation. So bring you guys with us as we final mask, and we're going to start painting this thing today. We're all so excited to see it outside in the sun.
From the other county, and Kobe slaps him on the behind and gives him a smile and says, "That's good shooting, kid."
There's final product on the masking. All the back taping, taped to the floor, wheel wells, back panel, all of it. Luke's doing the final wipe down, wax and grease remover. We'll go through, blow it off with a tack rag, start spraying some color.
Round one.
All right, we got the first coat of color on. I'm going to show you guys a little pro tip here on any overall paint job for a show car that you're going to wet sand and buff flat, and starting with an aggressive paper like 800 like we do, we go through and we nib sand our first coat of base with these 2000 pads. And we do that because if you know, even the cleanest booth, our filters are dirty, but the booth is clean, the walls are clean, we keep them coated. Even the cleanest booth, you're gonna get little pieces of trash in the paint. It's just part of it. So like that little spot right there, if I don't go through right now and nib sand that flat, what's going to happen is throughout the rest of the paint job, that little spot is gonna be higher than all of these mils of paint combined. And you'll still be able to feel it once it's cleared. And the problem is, once it's cleared, you start wet sanding and polishing, and you're going to take your 800 grit and it's gonna knock that nib flat, and it's gonna knock the color off the top of it. So you'll have a little tiny black spot that you can't ever get out. So we go through, and in the direction of the panel, we just nib sand everything that we've painted, and it knocks the head off of any of those little pieces of dirt. Then we go back into more color. So this thing is turning out awesome so far just for having one coat on it. It is super flat. All of those rounds of blocking, paying attention to body lines, pays off. Saw a bunch of comments about the amount of hours and our hourly rate. You know, and this is the difference between a show car and just a nice driver paint job. Stripping every square inch of a car to bare metal takes a lot of time. Then several rounds of priming and blocking all the materials, the man hours that it, you know, this isn't just a scuff and shoot. Scuff and shoots can be done much faster and much cheaper. But when you want every single square inch stripped and painted the way that it was done at the factory, so there's no tape lines, that takes more effort. More effort means more money. So we're gonna get this thing nibbed, get into the second coat of color, and
Round two.
it's coat number 2. See how nice and flat that laid. There's no little dirt spots in it. We're gonna do one final coat. That's gonna be our final orientation coat. This thing really looks awesome. I cannot wait to see it with clear on it. More importantly, outside. All the panels are nice and straight. This thing's gonna look awesome.
Since I was born, they couldn't hold me down. I've never been
All right, guys, we're in between coats, between 2 and 3. I just wanted to give a little explanation of what's going on. I'm sure as you're watching this video, you're wondering, man, why in the second coat didn't he do the door jambs? Well, when we're putting 4 coats of clear on this thing, there's no need to put 4 coats in the door jambs. We're gonna do 2. So I skip the door jam. I do them on the first one. I skip the door jams on coat 2 and 3. And then on the very last one, you'll see me clear it again. But everything's turning out pretty sweet. I saw a couple little pieces of dirt here and there. You know, we're packed tight in here. It's almost unavoidable. But thankfully, everything gets flat sanded and polished. Trust the process. But all those hours of body work really paid off. This thing is as straight as it gets. Not a ripple, nothing. I think Victor's gonna be super happy with it. This color under the fluorescent lights in here, it doesn't even do it justice. It's like it completely changes colors when it gets outside. But I just wanted to give a little explanation of what's going on, why you saw me skip the jams in the back panel. So on coat number 4, we'll catch those for the last time. And that'll leave us with the bumpers, the hood, the rocker pieces. And that's it. Oh, and the hatch. Mirrors, door handles. Guess I forgot more than I thought.
It's been 84 years.
All right, here's the final product. 4th and final coat of clear. Door jam's got a second coat. This thing is insane. It's so nice out of the gun, but it's gonna be even better. We don't ship show car paint jobs out of the gun. So we're gonna sand this thing flat with 4 or 5 different grits of sandpaper, depending on how it starts to cut. Man, so nice to see all that hard work pay off. All that sanding, priming, sanding, taping. So, tomorrow morning, we'll put the wheels back on this thing, get it out of here. And we're gonna get the hood, the hatch, the door handles, and all the rest of the parts in here, set up and sprayed. And then we can start wet sanding and polishing. There's Maverick coming in here to inspect my work.
I'm gonna come in here and make sure that this is up to par.
He's
Look straight through the window.
he's probably pickier than I am, so what do you think? First look. I just said it's so nice to see all of that work pay off. You know, all the sanding, taping, and priming and taping. Just, you know, 3 rounds of that stuff is it's just so repetitive. And those guys really did a killer job as soon as laser straight. I can't say those guys, we all did it. I did a good bit of body work on this thing.
Last but not least, I want to thank me.
Octavia did a bunch of priming and blocking.
Now for the painstaking hours of wet sanding and buffing.
Yeah, more sanding. All we do is sand around here. We paint for 20 minutes and we sand. Not really. What time do we start spraying this thing? 10 o'clock? And it's almost 4? Yeah, so good 6-7 hours of spraying. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. So we'll get to see what it looks like tomorrow out in the sun before we start sanding and buffing. Here is the aftermath of an overall paint job. Floor is trashed. The filters are filthy and need to be changed. Luke's gonna take all this paper off the floor, change the filters, vacuum the booth. We've got to get the hatch and the rest of the parts in, but we got the Supra outside. Let's do a first look of the body. We have some really good light right now. It's perfectly sunny. This color is insane outside. It just, pictures in the booth don't do it justice at all. Like, this thing is crazy. Get my shadow out of there, but what do you guys think of that? That's just right off the gun. It's nice and flat. We're gonna go through and flat sand this thing like a mirror. There will be absolutely no texture. There really isn't that much to begin with, but it turned out so awesome. Go over to the side that's not in the sun, you can really see the color shift. So like we talked about with Victor, when this thing's sitting in a parking lot without the sun on it, it really just looks like normal Baltic Blue. But in the sun, that vibrance pearl really comes out. This thing is going to be so awesome when it's done. I can't wait to see it. We're going to get the rest of these parts painted, start wet sanding and polishing. We got to get this thing back to Victor. He's got quite the build to do.